I was muted. Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to Unveiled, home game brew live D&D 5e thing, where we mess about and do the things. We're gonna just go through intros, and then I'll do a recap of what happened, and then we're just gonna play game. It's gonna be great. Hi, Joff.
Hello, my name's Joff. I play a fighter, and they are a fox lady, and their name's Yari. And I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, and one of the things I've decided is I've really just wanted to come clean and tell everybody what I really sound like. And I've been hiding my voice for ages, and I decided I don't want to be ashamed of it anymore. Anyway, I've been eating a lot of green salads, mostly soybean, and I think with a little time or a little effort, I might get better at all those things I've been thinking about doing, like learning how to play backgammon. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Have a great night.
Wonderful. Very brave of you. We're all very, very proud.
Thank you, RFK Jr.
God damn it. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Andy. I'm Chris. I play Tilvius, the centaur, bard / rogue. But more importantly, I know how Santa gets around. He rides on Choo Choo Man, who runs over dead people dancing in the street playing Boing Boing Ball. Thank you.
I don't know if you were supposed to share that. Hi, Amador.
Hi, Andy. I play Argyle, our little artificer alchemist fella who goes ribbit. My tummy hurt. I hope you could fix that. Back to you.
Hi, Juice.
Sup? I am seeing that you can see everything I can see in the reflection of my glasses, which means I'm
Those
going to
glasses
be
are
very
spectacular.
careful watching pornography while we play our D&D tonight.
I mean, this is basically pornography, like pretty much.
Yeah, 'cause we get
Not to me.
I am Dakota Urishiro. I'll be DMing this shit show. Last time we were here, we investigated the Grand Palace thing going on in Port Saris. We went inside, cleared out some demons, went upstairs, found a Duke's body, found a journal on said Duke, killed a shadowy demon thing, and read said journal. You also found out where the Duke's body was being moved to. You learned some other things that were going on in town as well. And yeah, you guys went back to the guild and went to sleep for the night. I think where we left off was when everybody went to their rooms. If you guys wanted to do anything before you slept, now is the time. If not, let me know.
Did we as a group decide that we were going to try and get in the way of the body before it is destroyed to find the rest of the information about that?
We wanted to cast Speak with the Dead on it before it was destroyed.
Yeah, we need somebody for
We
that.
weren't sure the best way to do that quite, other than just going down to the morgue and seeing what's up.
That's pretty much what the guard told us, was like,
Yeah,
there is a
Captain
break
said.
between these things, and like he gave us like a basic timing, not like
Yeah.
there's a change of the guards between 5 and 7, but it was more like, hey, before they intern the body, you can.
You have tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not forget we also had that weird journal thing happen, and like it was cool, and then like it got spooky at the end, and some of the pages are burned and missing.
Yeah. Then
Specifically, certain segments of it are missing.
Yeah, the name,
whenever it says the demon's name.
the demon's name.
Yeah.
It might be good to have a demon's true name. I don't know.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
You never know. So many possibilities.
What demon? What are we talking about?
Serious, you were in the cart. Sorry.
I know I was in the cart. You went into that spooky house, and I didn't want to go in there. And then you came out and you were talking a bunch of gibberish.
who Sirius, who won the argument? You or Kevin?
What argument?
When we left you were in the cart having an argument with Kevin.
That wasn't an argument.
Smug twinkling from Kevin.
That wasn't an argument. What are you talking about, Kevin? That was a philosophical discussion.
Very smug twinkling from Kevin.
You know, we'll philosophically discuss this later.
Wait, what was the argument about?
Apparently, there wasn't one.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. You tell me. Apparently. Anyway, what about the demon?
Oh, I don't know. I just read the book.
The Duke
Went in
summoned a
there,
demon.
and you killed a Duke, and you took his battery.
The Duke was dead.
Duke was dead.
Yeah, he was pre-installed dead.
Yeah, when we fled Port Saris before, it seems it's because the Duke somehow summoned the demon that then ransacked the city, and we escaped by the skin of our teeth.
That demon, okay.
This book contains the name of that demon, but it's been scratched out. The Duke knew the name. We have the Duke's body because there was some sort of other creature inhabiting it that we defeated. And
is that corpse right there that you shoved into the back of the cart?
No.
That's a different cart.
That's one of Rusadi's projects.
Yeah.
We had to make...
Just gonna break this for 2 seconds. The funniest part about that, you were there for that, Josh.
I don't know what's happened in the last session.
No, that was like 3 sessions ago.
That was 3 sessions ago that he put.
Why is that corpse still here? Why are we allowing Rusadi to still play these fucking shenanigans?
He's really desperate for a hobby, and we have to let him have a hobby.
If it's any consolation, we've made it so that he's not going to try and turn the Duke into a zombie to follow us around with a person that is ultimately considered evil by everybody at this point, and then to have him be undead next to us.
Rosati's in the corner of this room, writing in a book, and as you look over, you don't remember him having a quill. He's functioned a little what looks like bone into a pen as he is writing with bone in a journal.
I don't. We're gonna have to have some sort of intervention with him at some point.
Phase.
I hope it's a phase.
He was not like this when we first met him.
No, he was ice knifing us all the time by accident.
But he was into tea. He was kind of a mama's boy. And
he's still into tea. He's still a mama's boy, but for some reason, he also likes dead things. I don't know. I hear it happens with adolescence.
I think this is what they call puberty. I am a frog, so I do not know.
All right, we'll stop.
Maybe after
on the way
done
back to the guild.
Maybe after we're done in Saris, we can try to find his mom, and she can talk some sense into him.
I would really like to do that.
God, I hope she's not dead.
Look, I've been thinking a lot. Of course, not while we were fighting, but while we were traveling around. And I came to the realization that I've never done anything. I've never done anything that I wanted. My entire memory outside of the temple is running and hiding and not even being me, making up somebody to be in order to hide. And I started hanging out with you, Chuckle Fox, and now there's stuff to do. There's interesting things, and I don't want to hide anymore. That's why I started trying to figure out what the sword is and maybe where I'm from. But we've got all sorts of stuff that I don't really know you all too well. We've been together for a couple months now, maybe? And we've been all over the map. Sirius, I want to know what your contract is. You've talked about it a couple times. I want to know what that is.
Honestly, I wish I read it closer.
Well, maybe I would love to read it with you, Tilvius. I have no idea
how to get a copy of it, and I'm not even sure it'd be a great idea to try to do
Well,
that.
I'm at least curious. And Tilvius, like, you said your last name a couple of days ago to somebody at the guild hall, and it was the first time I'd heard it of the something or other.
Tilvius of the Circling Waters.
Yeah, where is it? I want to know where that is.
I don't exactly know where it is. It's a tiny village up in the mountains somewhere. I'm not sure which mountains though. But we didn't have
My
really.
last name is Frostclaw.
Frost.
So I don't.
That's awesome.
We didn't
Argyle.
really have last names. We just are named after our location.
Argyle.
And how did you become half horse?
It's born that way.
Wild.
I was a village of centaurs.
Argyle, we started hanging out literally because we were both attacked by dogs, and we were the only ones who survived that attack.
Basically.
And like,
yeah,
we need to. I mean, there's so many things out there to do. We have 2 jobs from the guild that we can get money for, but to be honest, I started out doing stuff in the guild as a means to an end. It was way easier to hide in plain sight if I was out there doing jobs, being somebody else on record as somebody else. I don't need to do this. There seems like there's so many more important things out there. And if you have important things to do, we should do them. Like, we should do them. I know that we've talked about going different places, maybe Alabaster, if we're crazy enough to go to a place that's like full of freaking mages. But
nerds, if you will.
Like maybe we'll want to do that so that we can go find Rasadi's mom. That's one of the first things we said we were going to do, like way back, because he was so worried about it. And we've been so sidetracked. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like
some of that's me. I think I get distracted by the shiny thing easily. The next quest that pops up, I want to do that. It's also exciting.
I'm sure that we can do that on the way somewhere, but I feel like we're not going to get much out of Port Saris, especially if what's the dragon's name that runs the place here? Chrome, especially if Chrome's going to be gone for however long, right? He owes us some money.
He owes us money, yeah.
But like, I don't know when he's getting back. All of the important guilds people are back at the other town that we just came from, getting ready to fend off an attack from the Empire. Mm-hmm. And I mean, with what I'm carrying, I probably shouldn't be next to anywhere near the Empire.
Yeah.
I mean, Rasadi's playing with that bone quill over there. Like, what is he doing with that rib cage?
He's trying to find his charger for his quill. He's looking for ink.
So, all right. I propose, just because, Tilvius, like you, I'm curious about the shiny. I want to know what this body of the Duke has to say. The only question I have is, like, what's the name of the demon? But then again, if maybe we should just have them spell it, because, like, I don't know what happens if you say a demon's name out loud.
If we have them write it down, it might just burn again.
Yeah.
True.
So, but I mean, I'm curious. So I wouldn't mind at all if we had that little sojourn and asked Rasadi to talk with a dead body, because, you know, he probably wants to do that anyway. And then after that, I want to go do something important. I'm tired of not doing important things, and it seems like everybody's got something, except for maybe Argyle. I don't know, man.
We'll get there when we get there. Don't worry about me too much.
Well, there is one other thing I want to do in Saris before we leave, but we can do that after we talk to Dead Duke.
Lady, if you will.
So it was just a philosophical discussion, serious.
I'm here till my headset dies or I find a new one, just so you know.
Well, I think the spotlight might be on Risati then.
What did I miss? Something about the dead Duke?
Yeah,
We're deciding
yeah.
what to do.
figuring out what to do, pretty much. You were sitting in
Got
a
it.
corner, scribbling in a book with a bone quill.
Oh. Perfect. That sounds totally like Rusati now. Do you need to talk to
Let's-
somebody? Like I can talk to somebody. I can wake him up. What do you want?
Well, let's sleep on it, and we'll figure out what questions we want to ask on the way to the morgue.
Right, but we're gonna sleep on it and then do it tonight, right?
Yes,
We're taking an early long rest.
we're taking an early long rest so we can slip in there tonight.
Okay. You guys settle in as this as the veil light is like dying out at this point. You do your best to sleep at this odd time that you're not accustomed to. Eventually, it finds you. You kind of shutter out the windows, do your best to get rid of what veil light there is left, and you pass into sleep. You wake up some 8 hours later in the dead of night, and it is silent all around you. What before, where you could hear the bustle of Ceres, is no longer there. It is a quiet city tonight.
So we slept through the day into the night?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And that was on purpose or just how things worked out?
It's on purpose. We were told the best time if we wanted to talk to the Duke, the dead Duke, that wouldn't disturb anybody, would be to do it in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Otherwise, people would get angry at us for necromancy.
Doing
Also,
things-
some people were pretty hurt during the fight.
Me.
So
Yeah.
Me.
we
I'm
needed
sorry
to.
for pulling in late, guys.
You're good.
That's all right.
All right.
So now do a long rest.
I'm long rested. All right. So
While you long rest, Sirius Eldritch blasts you.
Oh, I am now dead.
Wintry blast.
Alrighty. You guys get up and head down out of your room and back into the guild hall proper here. It is completely empty. It's still pretty barren. They haven't set up tables anymore. At the counter is one of the guild maids just standing there. She kind of turns to look at you all as you go. You just walk past.
As we walk past, Yari turns to one of the people at the desk and goes,
Just the one.
"Yeah, just one. Is there like a timetable or a known time that Chrome is going to return to this guild hall?"
We've not been informed. No.
Okay. Then fuck you. Table flip. I'm just kidding.
There's no table here. You guys continue.
I just do a
your
flip. Acrobatics.
And out into the city here. The streets are quiet. There's nobody really around tonight. It seems like everybody that's been working on construction is out and away. As you're making your way through town, you see people like kind of huddled down, scrunched up, sleeping in alleyways, taking what they can for cover and comfort here. A lot of homelessness going around in the city. As you head towards that same like pyre in the distance, that fire is still burning from the temple. Are you looking for anything on your way here? Or are you going straight to that like religious district?
Let's just head straight.
Rasadi's ready to talk to the dead, so let's do it.
As we're going, is there any like sense that they're still fighting in the city, or was it just holed up in the main manor, like that main central castle?
You don't see any signs of like a struggle or battle inside the city anymore. From what the guild had said and from what you heard of the guard, it was just up in that area, and by the time you made it there, it was concentrated to the castle. So yeah, you guys continue on your way through the city, dodging the massive craters here and there, as eventually you make it into this area of the city that nobody had been to before. As you look around, you see pantheons, large pillars crumbling. This area has taken a lot of damage. There's barely any standing structures left. You see halves of statues of gods or deities or whatever form of worship people had once had. And as you head forward, there's one semblance of a building still standing. This pyre that is rising up. You see large pillars covering the front. An Athenium of types, where it looks like there's an open courtyard back in the middle as you're looking towards it. Probably half of this building is missing. You see the pillars chipped away here. You see one statue still standing as you come to the doorway of a robed individual with like a long flowing robe and a hood over, carved intricately into stone. Delicate feminine facial features here, with just holding a staff to one side that kind of curls down. You guys head inside. If you want to make a check to see who that is, you certainly can, but you head inside. Go for it. Religion.
It's a statue?
It's a statue.
Sure, why not?
23.
A 23.
Who are you, and what have you done with Tony?
You rolled above a 6? What?
Yeah, that was a 16 on the die plus 7, so that's 23, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 23. Yeah.
Were you rolling as well, Amador?
Nah.
Okay.
Good.
Rosati, on that roll, as you look up at this, it's hard not to know who it is. This is Aethera, the god of light, one of the like 7 primary beings that people in the world worship. Very much like the provider of life, seen for like fertility, birth, light, fire, cooking, hospitality. Like all of that is kind of cooked up into this one individual. You know another title for this thing. You don't know where it comes from, but you know the luminary. You are muted.
I repeat that to the group, and oh, by the way, word vomit as I go by.
Oh, thanks, Daddy.
You guys head inside. You don't see any people here. There's a large kind of pyre in the middle, and you see kind of like bodies with cloth draped over them lining the field here at this like interior plaza, sitting along this like nice grass that still exists in the space. In the distance, you see people like loading up these bodies and putting them onto carts and then wheeling them off towards this like large pyre in the distance, kind of heading up ramps to it. It sits along like a large basin that's maybe 15 feet up in the air.
And the dead Duke we have him, or he's supposed to be here?
He's supposed to be here. As you're looking across the field, you just see a field of bodies. Close estimate, you would guess somewhere between like 200 and 300 bodies, with cloths draped over them. Of differing.
Did we bring him here? I don't remember.
No.
But
How did he get here?
can I roll a percepzione?
Yeah.
Okay. That is cocked. What is 18 plus 7? 25.
Fucking okay.
I was going to suggest
That's
something,
a-
but that's totally good.
That's a fucking roll. Yeah, dude, on a 25, as you're looking around, you notice that the quality of cloth draped over these bodies is different. Some of them had been dressed before they got here. As you're looking, some of them look of random bedding quality, like very run down, whatever cloth this temple could get their hands on. And then others, as you look over towards the far corner away from where you are, closest towards the entrance, you see them in much finer cloth, something befitting nobility. And there's maybe
Probably not the poor, ragged people. He's probably over there.
Probably
there's maybe 10 or 11 bodies there with that cloth on it.
Let's go take a gander. Rusadi, we're not taking any of these with us.
Worth
That's
noting,
what you think.
worth noting as well with that perception. Those people that are kind of shoveling bodies on carts up to the fire, once they come down, you are within sight, right? Once they come down from behind the grail, they can view out into this plaza and see people standing in the middle of it. Just a heads up.
We stand very casually.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
We look very normal.
Nice
a frog, a
collection.
fox, a horse,
I guess
a
it's-
dragon.
It's
And
more of a
totally fine.
question of, do you think you're allowed to be here? Do you think there's a problem with that?
Yari is looking really casual and then suddenly has the realization. Where's Gerda? Where's Gerda? Where did... Oh, no.
We left her back at the guild, I think.
Oh, no.
I think Gerda's back at the guild, yeah.
She had a good book to eat.
Indeed.
I mean,
Perhaps we send somebody staggering like over that way, and they like have to deal with that, which should buy us enough time to go do our thing.
I'm not that great talking to people. I'm okay.
If you want,
while-
I can go try to distract while you guys deal with the dead.
Do we know the questions that we want to ask before we get off into this?
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking. Like,
who is the demon?
hey, maybe.
Okay,
What is their
And demon
name?
related follow up questions.
Yeah.
got it.
What
Solid.
if,
So that's solid.
You know who's good at distracting people? Is Sirius. What? What if Sirius? What if you go distract them and I come help you?
Well, why don't I go help? I have a really high persuasion.
Well, if your persuasion is so high, why don't you convince us?
But Tilvius,
once-
you're smart and you can ask the right questions.
Once again, I will forever remind my wonderful, brilliant, amazing players
That's
that
us.
you set the DC for your persuasion or deception or intimidation rolls based on what you say. So just a heads up, what you say influences the DC.
That's fair. That's how I like it. I mean, I'm totally game to fuck around and find out, but like we could just totally walk up and ask.
I don't
We're
think there's
members
any-
of the guild.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There isn't any problem with. I don't think there's any problem with us, like looking at the dead. The problem is that, especially in Ceres, we're not not supposed to do necromancy, but it is very looked down on.
I don't understand what the big problem is.
I think
What'd
you roll on? What'd you roll on religion?
Corpus and
Yeah,
23.
23.
corpus.
Aethera, not known for the necromantic ways. God of light, very much. Not so much into the dead people.
Completely fucking with them, but that's fine.
Just a heads up.
All right,
Go ahead.
Sirius, let's go. Let's go ask if we're allowed to be here to begin with. While
while
we're doing
they
that,
ask-
you guys think of questions.
okay. All right. I'd like to know why he summoned the demon.
Oh,
I would-
and as I'm walking away, whose heart was he trying to fix?
Yeah.
We think
Who
we
took-
know, but we got to make sure.
Who took his heart?
That's
Fair.
a follow-up question, though, because if it's whose heart was he trying to fix, and he's like, mine, then we're like, who took it? Actually, no, it could be either, right? Because it's like, I was trying to fix my sister's heart, and then like, well, who took yours? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of imagination.
What's the end goal in all of this?
That's a great one.
That's a fantastic question. What's
That's
Are we
what
writing
more,
these
right?
down? We get 5 questions, don't we? I think.
All right, hold on.
Hold on.
I don't know because last
Speak
time
with Dan.
Last
It
time
was-
you asked questions, I think you only got 3 or 4.
Hold on.
No, we got
Well, we accidentally turned them into skeletons and zombies.
Did you get 5?
yeah, we got 5.
5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life.
All right,
Okay.
so we want to know why did you summon the demon? What's the demon's name?
Very important.
But do we want to ask how do you spell the demon's name? Because if they say it, is that gonna? I don't know anything about. I don't know that.
I have something to propose.
Okay.
In my studies as an artificer, I can actually make a small device to record what they say, as long as it's 6 seconds long.
Can you do that multiple times or just once?
3 times.
Okay. Wait a second. Whose heart were you trying to fix?
That's 4.
And who took your heart? Okay.
I'm super curious what you guys know about true names.
I don't.
It's all guesses.
Yari's acting on story and has no idea. That's why Yari is like, if this name gets spoken aloud, that's probably bad, right? I have no idea.
Then should we save that question for last, just in case his body immolates?
Yes.
I think it's about this time that the individual that was pushing the small cart has kind of looked across the courtyard and begins walking towards you. You see this human individual, probably about 6 foot tall, with like short, scraggly hair, very like bush features, and like a short beard,
Like Jeb Bush? Or...
Yeah, like Jeb Bush walking towards you.
I grab Cirrus and I go to intercept so he doesn't get too close to people standing around.
Yeah. You come up
And
to him.
I pull out my guild medal.
He's very much wearing like rags here, like longer rags, probably down to his knees. Can I help you?
Yes, we're from the guild. We were sent to investigate the Duke's body that was brought in earlier, just to make sure there's nothing dangerous or untoward magic on it.
Oh, of course. This way. And he walks over towards that corner. He starts lifting.
skooma?
Yay!
Very carefully lifting the
Tabaxi has
cloth
shown up.
on each of the bodies until he gets to the Duke. And he kind of removes the cloth from it. He looks down and goes, I understand why you might want to check this. Please feel free. And he kind of like takes a step back and just stands there with his hands in front of him.
I'm gonna need to ask you to move farther back in case there's anything dangerous or potentially explosive.
He just kind of tips his
Apparently
head
deal
and
with demons.
takes a few steps back.
Here, just why don't you come with me? I'll take you to a safe distance.
Can I if this is a persuasion roll, even though I'm not proficient in persuasion, can I assist by taking my sword and like drawing a like a circle around the body, like I'm marking something out and looking at distance and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah.
I know that I'm not proficient in it, but I think that's clever.
Yeah, I'm on board. I dig it.
Like I'll take
I'll
my
make my
sword and use
persuasion
it like
roll.
a meter.
Oh my god, that's 19 on the die, so that's 25.
Fuck's sake.
What are these first 3 rolls of this
As
night?
as
Really
this
good.
guy, he looks at you and there's this like look of confusion, and then as he looks back towards the body at Yari, drawing diagrams around it and continually getting farther out and kind of like shifting other bodies out of the way, he just looks back and goes, okay, yes, where to?
Let's get out of
Full
sight
cover?
just in case there's anything dangerous.
Full cover that way?
You take him behind the that like brazier that is
Yeah.
burning everyone else. Yeah. Do you talk to this guy about anything?
Yeah,
while you're there?
I'll talk to him. See, I want to know the progress of the recovery of the city, how that's been, just small talk about how horrible it
Yeah.
was, how we barely escaped with our lives. Ask,
Well,
what he experienced that day.
while everyone else is doing their best to hide necromancy, you do your best. You have this conversation with this guy, and he tells you that, like, yeah, the recovery effort took the better part of that week that you guys were gone. By the time you got there, they were at the tail end of it. They had just really shoved everything out of the city up towards the royal district because that was deemed the place that could be lost. If there was going to be a vast, untold amounts of destruction, that's where they wanted it. He was rather fine. He was in this temple on the day that it happened, and this is the least damaged place. So he's doing all right. Back to everybody else. Tilvius has walked off behind the brazier with this priest guy, and you guys are left standing here around the Duke's body as Yari draws sigils around it.
Just nonsense sigils.
No idea what the fuck those sigils are. Just your best construction of sigils.
Yeah. I'm just drawing lines in the dirt.
Yeah.
I would like to do a perception check to make sure nobody else is watching, and then I will go kneel next to the body and prepare the spell.
Yeah, go for it. Roll perception.
I will. Can I? I also make a perception.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I?
Hey, that's a whopping 13.
I'm gonna do it with inspiration.
Nice.
Ow! I stabbed myself with my D4.
Don't do that, it'll hurt.
Ha! I'm joining the Tilvius train. I got a 23.
Choo-choo.
23.
What the fuck?
25. I got a 2 on the
Ooh.
With your guidance.
What?
Yes, that's 3 25s
Oh,
in a row.
man. On your 13, Rosati, you look around, and the only thing that really catches your eye is the smoke coming up from this place. It is an unreal amount of smoke coming up from this brazier. Argyle, on a 25, as you're looking around, you're looking for people that may be watching you. On a 25, as you look around, you don't see much around the bodies. You look over at Rosati. Rosati's kind of staring up at the fire for just a moment before he looks back around and then gets ready to perform this spell. Yari's still working on the sigil. Tilvius is gone. Cirrus is sitting there with Kevin. They're just kind of like quietly bickering to one another.
They're having a philosophical conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you look outside
Philosophically
as you're
facilitating.
making sure that nobody else is here, and you don't have a good view of the street. In the distance, like at the edge of your vision, you swear there is like this flash of white on a building top. For just a second, you think you may have seen some type of white mask on top of a building. That's the closest thing you can get. It looks like there's just a hint of a mask in the darkness silhouetted against the night sky, just for a second before it disappears.
I am, guys. I don't mean to disturb anybody, but I swore I saw someone, and I kind of like point to the building that I think I saw it on. I think I saw like a white mask on top of that building.
Is that clock for us?
You guys don't see anything. There's nothing there as you look out in the distance.
They just
I meant more from a white mask perspective. Like, is that something that would jar a memory, or
Only one person has ever seen a semblance of a white mask, and it was at a theater.
Oh. Oh. Wait, hold on. I got a kid coming in. Yari stares into the... Yari is looking around.
I think that could be a very big problem. People watching us is not what we wanted.
But if we need to do this, we have to do this now.
Right. So you clocking them, did they like turn away, do you think? Or do you think they're still watching?
I think they're just gone. They were there, and then poof. It was just at the end of my vision.
Okay. Well, with the other guy distracted, maybe we could pull the body. Like, if you point out the line of sight, is there any way to like get us out of a line of sight to that particular spot before we quickly do our thing?
There's not a whole lot of vision from there to here. There's a lot of pillars in the way of the entrance there. From where you are, if you were trying to catch a view of somebody doing something on that roof, you couldn't. You wouldn't be able to see that from here.
Okay. Well, then we probably ought to just get this done. The more time we waste, the more chance we have of being seen doing what we're doing, I guess.
Yeah. Let's go.
I will kneel down as Yari finishes the last circle, and I will take a handful of dirt from next to the body, and I will make a little triangular sigil on his chest, and I will take one splash across its face, and I will cast Speak with Dead.
As you take your splash of dirt and throw it across the face, as you channel that magic, you watch as the dirt withers away to nothing as you throw it and cast your Speak with Dead. As this body of the Duke with that large gaping black hole and those black tendrils that were leading out of it, you watch as his head kind of cocks to the side, and you hear that snap of bone as it moves in a way that it should not. As the head snaps back towards the other side, looks at you, and opens its mouth.
All right. I've got its attention. Somebody knows the order of the question.
Yari is preoccupied. She is looking out towards where Argyle was talking about a masked figure.
Okay.
I put the what we discussed in the Discord chat.
Okay.
There isn't really an order you guys can choose.
Okay. We just didn't want to ask for the name until last.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, first things first. Whose heart were you trying to save, Mr. Duke?
You watch as this creature's head that is kind of like angled back in a way that makes no sense for bones to bend, looking at Rosati, immediately shifts violently towards Argyle as you ask this question. And as he looks at you, you just hear, "My son."
Okay.
Okay. His son. All right. Well, what was the end goal of all of this?
Do you phrase it the end goal of all this?
What was the purpose of everything that was enacted and it has come to fruition up to this point into which you passed away? What was the goal of all of this?
That's his whole life, man.
You watch as the head snaps back from Argyle to look at you, and there's a long pause, as if in consideration, and one word follows. Happiness.
Super. That's it. It's always good to be happy. Yeah, always good to be happy. That's two. Right?
Yeah, that's two. Why did you summon? Oh, no, you go ahead.
Who took your heart?
You watch as a hand just kind of drakes across the dirt towards his chest as it sits there, just grasping for that hole as he looks back at you and says, the demon.
Okay. All right. Shall we go with the why question now?
I suppose so.
Okay. Why did you summon the demon in the first place?
It'll snap towards you. To save my son.
I feel like we're not very good at this. I gotta get better at this.
Well, that's 4. So
Now we either ask the demon's name or we ask why he needed to save his son.
Yep.
Yari says, but if you look at Yari, she is staring intently in one direction. Her hair is standing on end as much as it can, and she has her sword at the ready.
her hackles are up.
Her hackles are hackled.
Hackled of the hackles. Got it.
Real
Which one's more important, y'all?
Name. I'm not here. Name.
I agree. The name.
Yeah. All right, Argyle, are you prepared?
Yeah. Let me just. Can I grab a random? Actually, I think I have this random shit in my pocket. Hold up. I am going to pull out a singular dagger, and I'm going to imbue it with my magical tinkering to record a message for 6 seconds.
Okay.
I ask, what is the demon's name spelled out?
Wonderful. I'm so glad I get to fucking spell this. Fucking
So
dumbass shit. You watch as the head turns towards you and it opens as if to say something. And then there's a pause. And you swear this temple to a god of light gets darker. That burning pyre in the distance dies out just a little bit as this corpse speaks once again.
Craig.
You just asked for the spelling, right?
The spelling of the name.
The name of the demon spelled out. Yeah.
You will get
Press record.
Hold on.
O
Oh,
PORNEIA.
Porn.
Yeah. You had a good segue to that this going into this.
all right, we wrote that down.
I just put it in.
Okay,
Discord.
thank you.
So not Greg. I was incorrect.
Damn it.
My
Damn it.
bad.
I think
Not
you're.
Greg.
I think I heard an
So
E in
close.
there, so you're pretty good.
That's all we get. So I will release.
As you say that, there's nothing to release. As your magic fades, you watch as the body starts to decay away, as if whatever was left there begins to fade. And as you're watching, where before every time you've done this there was bone left, you watch as the bone decays and withers until there's only a pile of ash left, as if cremated on the spot.
Oh boy.
This decay emanates from that black circle, that hole in his chest.
Well,
And the cloth drapes to the grass.
cut a
Yari
piece of the cloth off and put it in my pack.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yari whistles for Tilvius and Cirrus. I can't do that kind of whistle. You know.
Tilvius, around this time you hear a whistle as this guy next to him is going, when I was 12, my mother, she and then you hear a whistle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, just a second. I poke my head out where I can see.
Yari gives a nod and gestures at how the corpse is
Gone.
Oh. And I
And
turn
then-
back to the guy and I go, I'm sorry. It's a good thing we stepped back. The corpse has apparently immolated itself and is gone.
Oh. There's this like kind of crestfallen look on his face that his story time is over.
Oh,
As he goes,
What's this guy's name?
Greg.
I would
Yeah,
ask.
man, it's Greg. Why not?
Greg.
Yeah.
I'll shake his hand. Greg, it was
Shake his Greg.
I'll shake his Greg. I'll shake his Greg. Greg.
I hope you have a great day.
Greg.
Oh,
Have a great day.
it's beautiful. Have a great day.
It was very nice to meet you, Greg. Thank you for your
Tell me,
assistance.
let's
The
go.
guild thanks you for your assistance.
Tell me, let's go.
We do have to go now. I'm sorry.
And you walk in her light.
And you as well.
too.
Tell me,
Thank
let's
you.
go.
Yeah.
May the fourth
That
be
was
with you.
super boring.
Oh my.
Yeah, you head back over to the party. This guy kind of walks with you and looks down. Goes, is there anything left for me to dispose of here? Is
Pile of ash.
Oh, and I should get rid of these, says Yari, and she starts scuffing the.
What if she accidentally kicks a little bit of the pile, it gets mixed into the dirt?
You're so.
you watch Greg just kind of look at you all and goes, thank you. Right. And then he turns around and goes back to moving the deceased bodies into the pyre.
So about what time is it right now?
It's hard to tell in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
As you kind of look up at the moon that you can see, your best guess is you have maybe like 3 or 4 hours until Veillight starts.
Oh, so really late.
We're gonna screw up our circadian rhythms.
Is the Betty by time?
While
we
we're all huddled up here, Yari
Yeah.
goes, I can't remember because we've just been through so much. Did I tell you all about the theater? I think
No.
I did because
You did, yeah.
Cirrus was like the theater. I hate the theater.
Yes.
But it wasn't.
Cirrus hates
It's
the
a different theater. They're the group. They asked me a bunch of questions, what I knew, about the Empire. They asked me a bunch of questions about, well, kind of who I was and what I was carrying with me, and I did my best to lie, and I did a bad job of it. And Argyle, I'm pretty sure that mask you saw was one of them, and I'm pretty sure they're not following me. I'm pretty sure they're following us.
Do we need to dispatch said person?
Well, no. Well, number one, I
would love a new masked friend.
I'm trying to say, in the presence of these people, I was very threatening in as much as how much I can be threatening, and they were unfazed. I'm pretty good at sizing up a fight, and it was not going to be a fight, if you get my drift. Like, this is not a person we would fight. This is an organization that everybody that I've talked to that's like, a proven or somebody who may or may not know more than us is either thinks that they're just like a rumor, or is like they're not bad, they're just trying to get information, right? I just didn't like people trying to get information on me.
If you would like, and do not remember, you may feel free to roll a history check on the theater.
May I assist him because I have
No,
not Yari. Yari is the only one that's not allowed to. Anybody else?
I don't know any more than what I've said.
History.
I will.
Let us
go ahead
see
and
what
save
we
my
get.
character with
I
mine.
think a history check from Tilvius would give an altogether different information about the theater.
100%. 100%. Sylvius would get a very different answer.
Not
That is
I'm
not
sorry,
too bad.
serious.
That is a 15 plus a 7 for a 22, I believe.
Okay.
Jeezy, crazy, lemon squeezy.
22 is really good. As you're hearing Yari talk about the theater, you know that this thing, you've read stories and books, mostly fantasy, about this thing that is called a theater. It's kind of like a boogeyman. Most people think it's a myth. There's some rumors that you got a 23?
22.
22. Okay. There was a story, and it was about the fall of the late king of Gallica. It has to do with politics and whatnot. You were reading about like relationships between kingdoms here, and in the story you were reading, the analogy to Gallica in that story, the king was killed by some secret group in order to cause strife and prevent a war on the border, and reflect their struggles inward. That's the most you've got. Rosati can do well in connecting the dots there. Yeah.
I will relay that for party knowledge and note taking. So it seems to me like there's some really sketchy people, Yari, like real sketchy.
Oh, I don't know from sketchy, but I do know they knew something was going to happen before the announcement that the emperor was gonna of the empire was gonna go back to war. They already knew
They already knew that the previous emperor was dead and all that.
they already knew. Yeah.
Okay.
What they were asking me, how they were asking me, like, I mean, in retrospect, like I'm like looking back at it, my first impulse on everything is to lie and fight, and something tells me that maybe they would have been a better ally than not. But I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're working for anybody but them.
That's fair, but do we have time to try to figure that out tonight, or is that
No,
something that we need to table and move on?
No, I just want us to be aware that there's somebody following us.
Oh, okay. Well, let's maybe go ahead and get on out of here so we don't, cause any more attention to ourselves. Maybe.
Yeah. Let's head back to the guild until it's light out, and then we should go find the captain of the guard and tell him what we've learned from the corpse and from the journal, because it affects him pretty personally.
The captain of the guard? Why?
The captain of the guard is the Duke's son.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally missed that
I
part.
totally missed that part too.
Like it was like this to you, you know?
I was busy thinking about how we would get in there and kill monsters. I wasn't thinking about interpersonal relationships.
No, it happens. It's okay.
This was never stated. They just have the same last name.
They have the same last name. When we saw into his mind at one point, there were scenes of him growing up in the palace around the Duke. He had he was very sickly, and then after all this demon stuff happened, now he's suddenly well, like his heart maybe got fixed.
Oh shit! Are we sure we want to tell him?
That's what we got to find out. This all happened for him. Thousands of people.
How do we find out without fucking this up?
Oh my god, that's too heavy of a burden to put on somebody.
But he deserves to know.
Sirius, what do you think, Sirius?
We can vote on it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's tell him.
I love the can-do attitude.
Good old
Kevin, what do you think?
college try.
Kevin agrees with me.
You hear dismissive twinkling.
None of your. I said none of your lip.
So saucy.
And then the best shrug that twinkling can do.
Sirius, I gotta ask something.
Yeah.
Kevin's Fae, right? He's a fairy.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
obvious.
I've heard Sylvan before. I don't speak it, but I've heard it. It doesn't sound like him.
No, he's not. I speak Sylvan. He's not actually speaking Sylvan.
He's just twinkling.
Yeah.
It's sort of
I
like
can't
R2,
understand what
sort
he
of like
says.
R2D2 in that popular operatic play.
Yeah,
True.
you just kind of understand it.
So do you speak Twinkle, or do you just kind of know what he's saying, or do you guess?
You get it eventually.
It's through omniscience, right?
I don't know about that. I don't think I'm omniscient.
Kevin, as Yari has been talking,
Or
has
osmosis,
done his
Wrong
best to edge farther away from Yari while not lending to this conversation at all.
Okay, so
Let's do it, damn it.
All right.
I'm with him. I say we do it. Let's see. Look at this place, and I just point around to all the destruction. Like, what else could happen?
What more destruction?
Dead now, so hopefully not much else.
This entire place can be leveled? I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe you'll just get a renewed sense of needing to help the city. I know. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll back that play. Yeah, Tilvius, let's do it. We'll go back to the guild hall.
Wait for the day to actually start, and then try to find the captain.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting his first name. I remember Ilmar, but
Greg.
Alda.
Alda.
Alan Alda.
Alan Alda. Yeah.
Alan Alda.
Ilmar.
Love that guy.
Okay. You guys start heading back through the city. It is quite a trek from this temple back to the guild hall. It takes you the better part of like the 2 hours to get there, and as the veil light is just starting to bleed back into the sky, people are already out. You already hear those sounds of construction, of rebuilding around the city once again. People have roused. There's nobody sleeping in the alleyways anymore. Everybody has gotten back to work and trying to make some semblance of life here again as you guys arrive back at the guild hall.
Question.
What's up?
Is there still any kind of pooling of water anywhere in this place still?
Yeah,
Is there still a fountain?
the large fountains that have been dotted around, there's maybe only one or two of them that work. The one next to the guild hall no longer functions. It seems as broken. The one by the guild hall has a large crater where it once was. But
Probably a meteor.
you've seen a couple of the fountains around town still running as if their plates were undamaged. Yeah, there are other sources of water. The older wells are still functioning as well. People have been drawing water. It's a trek in some places to get to water. You don't know where the closest supply is from you. You'd probably have to ask around.
Yeah,
But the fountain by the guild is no longer in existence.
Argyle, you need a soak?
I need a soak so
Maybe we
bad.
can ask at the front desk if they can fill a tub for you.
Oh yeah, I could ask that. I kind of flop over.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
That same maid who has basically been assigned to your group comes up. Yes.
I have a very weird question or request to ask you. Would it
Another?
be
Yes.
yes? Would it be possible for me to acquisition a large tub of water, or at least a large tub? I think I can make the water.
Yes.
Roughly 2 feet tall, really deep. I can soak in
You're,
it.
you're looking for bathing chambers.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly. She goes behind her. She grabs a large key from the wall that has like this dangling wooden plank from it that's about yay big, and hands it back to you. Just stick it in any door.
All right. I'm just gonna start walking towards the door. I'll see you guys in about an hour.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Argyle,
Anybody want to brush me while we wait?
Sure.
I could use a grooming.
All right.
Do you carry a brush?
I do. I have in my inventory. I have toiletries.
Dude.
That includes a brush.
I love it.
Yari
Starts.
starts brushing Tilvius.
Give me a dexterity check
All right.
or a sleight of hand, one of the two.
'Cause you can make
I'm
them.
not proficient, so it's the
Actually,
same.
no, I'm so dumb. It is not that. It is animal handling. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
It is animal
Oh
handling.
well, there goes my good rolls. I'm brushing the hair backwards. That's a 5 on the die. Animal handling. Oh, +4. It's a 9.
Can I
Okay.
guide his hands with my 21
Yeah, man. Yari, you go
or her
to
hands?
Yari, you go
hands.
to start brushing Tilvius, and as you do, you are just finding the best knots that you possibly can, and really just yanking the
This'll
fuck
do it.
out of these knots.
It's really funny because that's how she combs her own hair. It's completely utilitarian. Like,
Yeah.
Rosati comes over and is kind of like
Hey.
helping to guide.
Woosah, friend. Woosah. Just
Woosah.
easy.
You mean
Helping,
we snaw?
helping
Weesah.
to guide.
Weesah.
Helping
There
to
you
guide
go.
your hand.
It's all in the wrist. It's all in the wrist.
the hole is your home. Are you too good for your home?
Tilvius,
Answer me.
overall, this is a great brushing. You
Yeah.
haven't been brushed by people in a very long time. This is
having
this
to
is
bend
nice.
around and get my own butt recently.
Yeah, this is nice. They just hit a spot that you didn't think you had. You forgot that was there.
And what a deal. Spot
Argyle,
hitting.
Argyle, as you come to a door and you insert your key and you turn it with this like large wooden plank attached to it, you open it up and before you is like a large room with multiple almost swimming pool sized pools in it.
boy.
filled with water, and you see steam coming up from some of them. Far more
never get a
steam in
move.
the one on the left than the others. But you're in a room with multiple pools in it. You see a couple of other people in here, and just 2 or 3 other people in random pools. Everybody's kind of taken their own.
Are they decent? How what is this? Is this like
I mean, you see bare chest. That's what you got.
Greek
your
like
viewpoint.
nude? Is this like Japanese towel around the waist? Like
Well, all of them are submerged, so you're not 100% sure. You do see towels around. There's like towels stacked from the floor up next to you on the entrance here, and you see towels next to everybody else, but they're all submerged, and they look naked to you.
I think Argyle would walk up to one of the closest ones and be like, excuse me, I have a very weird question to ask you.
You see this guy, he's kind of sitting back, he's got like a wet towel over his face, and you
I really
just
want to
hear,
be this NPC.
yeah, man, go for it. Wet towel over your face. You are
Wet
just
towel
you are-
over the face.
you are having just-
giant, beautiful curled blonde mustache.
you are having the best time. It's been a long fucking week.
Oh, of course, capital. What can I possibly do for you, sir?
Are you
My back has been so overworked.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I feel all the tension rolling away. You know, they don't normally let us come in here and use these beautiful common rooms, but oh boy, it's wonderful.
But are you toweled down there, or are you like, is it curtained or no curtain?
Are you talking about my nethers?
Yeah, I just don't want to just strip out and let my frog bits out. I just want to be courteous to the other patrons here.
Sir, I must make you painfully aware of the fact that the only towel on my body is this warm, wonderful towel across mine eyes.
That's all I needed to hear. I go find a spot, I strip down, naked frog, I grab a towel, and walk over. Feet are flapping. I just jump into a pool that's not steaming too much, but it's just like right in the middle.
On the flapping of the feet, this man peels back his thing and goes, "Good Lord, a frog!"
Is your name Greg?
No, I am a grung. My name is Argyle. But for you, my name is Greg. Helpful man.
Wonderful.
Show.
Absolutely wonderful. You get into this pool, water coats you. It is life, and you are happy.
All is well.
Back outside, you guys finish grooming Tilvius. Cirrus, you are just watching them groom Tilvius. Just having a grand old time.
It's very therapeutic. Seriously, you should try this.
Nope. They
What do you
started.
mean?
And I walked away.
Oh, where are you headed?
Where are you going?
buddy?
I felt this was a private moment, so I.
Yeah. Okay. You turn around and you start walking through the city, and this small child just comes running down the street with like a little red ball in her hands, and she stops in front of you. She looks at you and she just kind of holds the ball up to you.
I take the ball. Thank you for your ball.
And she kind of puts her hands down at her side and stares at you expectantly, just staring.
I throw it down the street as far as I can.
She looks at you for a moment and then runs off into the street.
Children are so strange. I really feel like there's a lot of life in this city.
So much life.
Yeah, not everybody's dead. That's a solid sign, you know. takes a lot to take out a city. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, you just continue walking through the city. You see the signs of people rebuilding, people that haven't given up on whatever it is this place means to them, and them putting in the work. Back at the
Great. I really just didn't want to watch them brush Tillius. Like I wasn't gonna go that far away.
Hey man, back over there, you guys finally finish with Tilvius.
Tilvius,
there
I'm telling you, if
there's
you
so much more hair on this motherfucker than you thought.
we really need to get you some tea tree oil and some extracts so that it, when it's bedtime, you can just, quickly do a thing and you will not have so many knots. It will just be so much better.
An interesting note for Tilvius is that he doesn't let you brush his lower hind legs. He's wearing like these basically really tight leg warmers, black leg warmers that cover
Like
both of his lower
80s
hind
style
legs.
leg warmers?
No, like just like socks without feet on them, basically, that cover his lower hind legs.
It's got some knee
And
socks on.
He doesn't want you to remove those.
But
Or he
somehow
kicks you in the face.
Rusati in this short amount of time has done like a multiple complicated braid for your tail. And Yari's like, how?
Yep. I would 100% like to roll for that. What the hell do you want me to roll?
You already did.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
While you are assisting Yari and kind of like directing her where to go, you are mage handing a braid into existence behind, hence Yari's confusion.
What is it?
Oh, thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.
Beautiful.
Do we know what
is
room
amazing.
Gerda is using?
I don't think so. I think Gerda probably fucked off without explaining a whole lot of what her plan was.
I would like to go back to the front desk if I could.
Yeah.
I asked the clerk if there's any
just one second. As the lady in front of you walks off, taps the other lady on the other side on the shoulder, and she walks back over so that you have a dedicated clerk at this point.
That's lovely. I was wondering if you might have maybe like a journal or just a spare like dusty tome that nobody wants to read anymore. Something kind of scruffy, maybe. Anything I could get.
We don't have an old book lying around. You could check some whatever merchants may be left in the city, but we don't have just an empty tome lying around.
Do I see any tomes behind the desk?
Oh yeah, there's a shit ton of tomes.
I love
none of
the
them
pipe,
look
by the way.
none of them look empty, but there's a bunch of books back there.
Can I find the quote unquote smallest one?
Sure. It's about yay big, maybe like 4 inches across, lengthwise.
I tried to persuade her to give me the book, and I rolled a 3.
Yeah, what do you say?
I have this friend who really likes books. They really actually they don't so much like to read books. They like to eat books. And it's been a really hard day, hard week, and I just feel like if they had a book to eat, they would feel so much better about themselves and about this week. And I just that book right there, that one, and I mage hand it up off the shelf.
She just reaches out and takes the book and holds it right in front of her. No. And she turns around and sets it back.
Just with a slightly dejected sigh.
That's never going to work.
She turns around and walks off.
Okay. At this point, Sirius has worked his way back to the group. Argyle, you're just getting done with your bath. I don't know if you reclothe or if you just walk out with a towel out of the room.
I'm gonna walk out with just a towel out of the room and my
Yeah.
clothes taped over my arm.
100% carrying that little key with you.
Yep. I don't know about you guys, but this is the shit.
That looks amazing. And you look so fresh.
Yeah. Look how my stuff glistens. The fine gentleman in there showed me to add what they call a bath bomb.
Oh,
It's very nice on the skin.
did it blow up on you?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay. Are you okay?
You and Tilvius are very shiny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry I couldn't help.
Maybe I'll have to do that sometime. It sounds amazing.
You didn't like poison their bathwater, did you?
No, I didn't.
Fair.
Well, so we go deliver some devastating news to a very nice person.
I should
Yes.
do that clothed. Yes.
It's my favorite thing.
I forgot we were doing that today.
Should we let Cirrus talk?
Absolutely.
He's got charisma. He's very charismatic.
I am very charismatic.
Handsome too.
I
Can't you
mean,
tell?
devilish, really. Look at him. Look at him. Like,
Shiny white scales. He's very shiny today too.
right?
You hear
Right.
just a sigh in twinkling. Just
Cirrus, do you want us to shine your scales?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In Sylvan, I'll say quietly to Kevin, he's not anywhere near as handsome as you. Don't worry.
Ooh. Kevin, do you have a reply?
Do you speak Sylvan?
Check yes or no.
All right, then to the guard's house, I
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
yeah.
Guard
You guys work
headquarters
your way
see-
back towards the barracks there. It is once again a madhouse as you come up to it. It is very much guards sprinting in and out. You see the garb of those like more city protectors as well as like the guards along the wall. Both that like leather and mail mixed in together, both just sprinting in and out of the guardhouse here or out of the barracks here. Some carrying in prisoners, some not. As you say, oi, one of the leather-clad city guards stops and looks at you and goes, yes, sir.
Lawman, where is
Yes.
your
I'm sorry.
Captain Ilmar.
Captain Ilmar? His name is Alan.
It's a busy time. Can I ask why?
We have very important information regarding the death of his father.
And you are?
Oh, I pulled my guild medallion out and just dangle it there.
Members of the guild. Good Samaritans.
You watch as he just goes, I'll go get the captain. Those of you with a passive
come
perception,
Or do you want us to stand out here in the street?
he goes, you can stay here. There's not not
You
much
want us to
room.
stand out in the street? Okay.
There's not much room.
Tone it down,
inside.
sir. Tone it down.
What's your name?
Those of you with a passive perception of anything over 15, this
Not
dude rolled his eyes as soon as he saw you were guild people, very much like dismissive, just please let this be done.
I only have a passive perception of 15. So
I
I
didn't
didn't
notice that. I was very annoyed that he would have this, like, let us stay out here in the street. Like, doesn't he realize we're about to have a very sensitive conversation? Like, wouldn't
No, he
doesn't.
doesn't. We didn't
He
tell
does
him.
not. He
I
has
told
scurried
him-
off.
I
at this
literally
wall.
told him we are going to have a discussion
While
with
he
his
walks off.
captain's dead father. And he didn't think like, oh,
That was
a
very
more
specific.
private place would be appropriate. He's like, okay, well, no, you can do that in the street.
To be
We
fair,
have a
everybody knows
discussion
that
about
this,
my boss's dead dad. in the
everybody
middle
knows
of the
he's dead at
street.
this point.
Yeah.
Common knowledge.
You know, he asked us who we were, and it just dawned on me that most mercenary companies or like adventuring parties in the guild have some sort of designation, like a name they call themselves, so they don't have to say like
Do we get to come up with a name?
Well, I mean, I never had to before because I was always just, working for myself. But
Shake your Greg. I don't know.
Serious
Shake your gut.
bitches.
serious bitches.
Serious
No.
bitches.
Seriously,
Serious.
serious bitches.
Serious bitches.
I actually love that.
It's a terrible name.
Terrible name.
Serious bitches.
Bitches.
At this
What do
point,
we do?
Captain Elmar comes out of the doors as you guys are talking about serious bitches.
Ooh, they are serious bitches.
He looks and goes,
No, serious. Bitches.
to what do I owe the pleasure?
Captain Elmar, it's good to see you again. I go over, shake his hand. We've discovered information about / from your father. If we could have a private place to talk with you.
Or we could do it in the street. Your militiaman seemed to think that in the street it's a great place to talk about your dead dad.
Right. He looks out at you. He looks back at the guild house or this barracks that just has people sprinting in and out of it. Right. This way, as he scurries off towards one of the sides of this kind of like plaza that you guys are in, towards what is about 90% of a large wooden building. And as you come in, no traps. I won't make you roll for it. No traps here. As you come in, you see maybe 15 people inside of this, huddled around tables. Everybody's talking way too loud. This is probably the only functioning tavern within a mile. As you guys come inside, he leads you towards a back table, and he looks up at the barkeep. Hilda, is it 6? As he orders for all of you. He sits around the table. I don't think we'll be overheard here.
Excellent. First off, our condolences. My name is Cirrus. This is Argyle, Rosati, Yari, Tilvius. I think you've already met.
Yes.
Yeah, and we realize you're very, very busy with the attack on the city and recovering and everything. Where is your heart?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's with the city. It's with Saris.
I think he means literally.
I don't.
Is it
I
in
don't follow.
Is it in your chest? Can we see your chest?
Well, that's not. We'll take his word for it.
Very, very confused. He just kind of like sits up straight, so that his chest is in plain view.
I know I'm being silly, but I do want to insight his reaction to this.
Yeah, go for it. 100%.
And that's a 10. So really insightful.
Let me try. Oh, that's a 12, so not much better.
Damn,
Yeah,
you guys
both of you, as you're staring at him and you ask this question, there's what looks like genuine confusion as he sits up and kind of like puts his arms to the side so that his chest is in plain view. He's got that same like leather protector on over his chest. It doesn't look any different than it did last time you saw him. He's very like broad chested. There's a lot of muscle here that looks like it's from a lot of work around the city, but there's nothing.
I can see we didn't catch you off guard. No? Okay.
You see him like kind of smile and kind of not. It's like moving between the two. Like he's just very confused about what the fuck is going on here.
Do you have any...
It's about this time the Hilda barmaid comes around and sticks glasses of ale in front of you. Just this very like amber liquid frothy on the top.
Do you have any reason... But were you close with your dad, your father, the Lord Duke?
You see him kind of like fidget in his chair just a little bit as he looks at you and then kind of like looks to the side. Once, not lately.
Would it surprise you to learn that your father had something to do with the demon attack?
He looks back at you and goes, it would have some time ago. I believe he wanted what was best for everyone in the city, but I don't know what his goals were or what he was trying to do these last 2 or 3 years.
Do you look at porn?
No, that's I get
No.
it.
I get it.
He just kind of like cocks his head at you.
Okay.
That's not how it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure. We do have information about why he did what he did.
He just kind of like takes a sip of his drink, sets it down, and looks at you.
How has your health been the last few years?
I've been struggling with sickness for a time. It comes and goes. It's been gone for the last couple weeks now. Yeah.
How long has it been since this transpired? Like days or those couple weeks?
Those couple weeks.
Yeah.
What kind of sickness?
Ooh,
Down with the sickness.
Are you
There,
down
okay.
with it?
Sorry, it was right there.
Were you
damn
down
it.
with it?
God damn it. It's varied. Shortness of breath. It was difficult to move. Sometimes I couldn't get up. It was a variety of symptoms. Oh,
Does
why?
it sound like possession?
Your father told us that he was involved with the demons in order to... Tilvius, what was it? No, you weren't there. Who was there? Rusadi? Argyle?
Go back to.
We all discussed it together.
I know, but I don't remember the exact phrase. It
On
was...
your choice of words that his father told you, you see him kind of flinch.
Yeah. In Discord, the exact answer to the question, why did you summon the demon in the first place, was to save my son.
He said it was to save you. What did you
Why
need
would you
saving?
need saving from?
him look back at you. I don't know.
Your father apparently believed that there was something wrong with your heart that this demon could fix.
It could have been, but
Quick poll at the table. Do we think this is a metaphor?
What?
No, I think it's a little, literally.
We think
I
it's
think it's on the
literal.
nose. I think it's on the
pretty
nose.
literal.
This wasn't a metaphor.
Probably not.
It could be like your long lost love.
Oh, who has the journal?
Shit, did we
Stuck it
forget
in
the
bag of-
journal?
We stuck it in the bag of holding. Argyle?
Argyle.
Un
has
momento,
it.
por favor.
We found this journal that he wrote that also details some of this.
And then I slide
think
it
you
over
should
like
have
in a
it.
cop movie.
Yeah, he picks it up and he takes just a few minutes.
All those
kinda leafs
things
through.
that have been crossed out. That's a reference to porn.
It's not. It's really not.
It's not.
He doesn't pay too much attention to that comment as he's
All right. Well, how do you pronounce it?
leafing through.
I don't want to. No one say it. No one try to pronounce
No one.
Nope.
say it.
Nope. Nope.
Well, then until then, we're calling it porn.
We can call it A or something else.
Once he finishes the notebook and he closes it, I'm sorry. Thank you.
We're sorry to have to bring this to you, but this is what we discovered. We thought you should know.
I'm going to go. He stands up and pushes the chair in and just walks out.
You've got nothing for us?
That's serious.
No, seriously, we did all this work. We found the journal. We spoke to your dead dad.
He's way gone at this point. He's so unbelievably gone.
We didn't really do him a favor. We just kind of gave him super heavy news.
And he gave us no satisfaction.
Dude, there wasn't a quest pop-up at the end of this one. What the fuck?
Where's the collect reward button?
The coding is broke.
We all got to level up. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna call Hilda over. Just motion her over.
She'll finish up at another table and come over. What can I do for you?
This is really good. I'll have another one. Do you know, are any of like the waterfront taverns still open as well for like the sailors and stuff?
Oh yeah, the pub down there is open still.
Okay, we'll probably hit that up this evening.
Yeah, sure. She walks off behind a counter and comes back just maybe a minute later with another ale for you.
Should we go follow him just in case we either
I think he needs his space.
I know, but I'm just saying, in the event that maybe something.
Fuck him.
Okay. Never mind.
He's a good dude, serious. But that's I would like to. I'm saying this out loud to everyone. I would like to visit the Waterfront Tavern later today, if that's all right with everyone, before we head out for our next adventure.
Sure.
All right.
I'm fine with that.
Have we decided on our next adventure?
No,
we
I don't think so.
Really.
Shall we explore Tilvius's dark and possibly slave-related background? Shall we search for Yari's lost sword? Shall we find
That's
Rusati's
not lost.
missing
Right.
mom?
Yeah, it's right
Shall
there.
we help Argyle turn into a prince? Or shall we?
We should help Argyle turn into a prince 100%.
Serious, if you give me a
This
kiss,
is-
I might turn into a prince. I just haven't told you.
I'll think about it.
Yo, Sirius was really going through that quest log at this point. He's like, what do we?
Yeah.
What's left on this bitch?
Rusati, you had a vision of Alabaster with a voice saying to go there to find answers at one point after you read an evil book.
DM, have I ever been to Alabaster before?
No.
Okay.
Alabaster, from what you all
Pretty
will
far
know this,
from Walden.
from where you are right now, you are on the farthest westmost port on the continent here. Alabaster lies to the farthest east. It is on the opposite end of the kingdom.
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
This is above the table. This is Michael asking. If we were to go to Alabaster, would the fastest mean of travel is to take a boat around the coast or to go through the country?
So you don't know what the fastest mode of transportation there is. You could roll for a guesstimate on how long it would take by like horse and cart if you want. But ship-wise, you don't have that reference.
Oh, let's take a boat. It's going to be way more comfortable.
Then I will say, okay. Let's assume we go to Alabaster now that we know it's on the opposite end of,
Yep.
where
Yes.
we are.
Yes.
I have made a point to never take any jobs that took me to Alabaster.
Why?
Okay.
You've never even been to that third of the continent. Like you stay that far away.
Yeah,
Okay, but why?
Well, I'm carrying what I think is an incredibly powerful magical item,
That
and
almost
I don't really want a whole
Wait, is it the
society of
sword?
wizards trying to get it.
Yeah, it's the sword.
Oh shit, we already found the sword.
We've had the sword.
Sirius
the-
going
the
through his
problem.
quest journal, crossing shit out.
The problem is that I've always had it.
I love the idea of Cirrus having a literal quest journal.
He
I
should.
love it. He 100% should.
He 100% should. Josh is not doing that though.
No.
I think also stuff in his quest journal should be stuff like find out what Gerda did way back when the
Yes,
thing
when
exploded
Gerda,
on the dock and
Yeah.
like
when Gerda and Kevin went off on an adventure.
yeah, what did Kevin do? Kevin won't tell you.
What would Kevin do?
Happy twinkling.
Okay, but you were, I mean, you were saying you're afraid to bring the item to Alabaster.
Yeah, I mean,
There's so many mages with
I've
power.
never-
They can detect it.
I don't know. I've
Protections.
never been to the center of magic. That seems like a weird and wacky place. Maybe we can hide it somehow. Like in my old box, I had it. I mean, like even right now, I've got it in a little like thin lead box that's wrapped up.
You haven't looked at it in a long time, right?
I haven't.
And the last time we looked at it, don't forget that the seal was also breaking slowly. It had a little deterioration, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was weeks ago though.
So we have some reason to maybe go to Alabaster and some reason maybe to avoid it. Do we have anywhere else?
Apparently, we're going to a pub tonight.
Yeah.
I say we get smashed and we just see what happens.
Just so long as what happens isn't we go back to the place where all those bodies are and you get 4 or 5 of them and take them with us. Because that's not on the menu.
Why can't that be on the menu?
Because
Rusati,
we're not
we
paying for
need-
tickets.
Okay, Rusati, what did your mama teach you to do? Like
Ooh,
I
that's
know
right.
I know wizards do a thing. They find a thing and they do their book thing, their type of thing.
Their school of magic.
Yeah, that. What do you do?
I was more of the like transmutation-y kind of like
I don't know what that means.
stuff like for instance, and I snap my fingers and my bag opens up and my teacup flies out, and then I just wave my hand again and there's tea in it, and then I wave my hand again and there's another color of tea in it, and then I wave my hand again and there's another color of tea in it.
Okay, so the type of wizard you are is somebody who changes one thing into another thing.
No,
Yeah.
it's just mainly tea based.
Tea-based.
I mean,
So you're a tenomancer.
I am a tenomancer, yes.
Okay. Your mama didn't teach you a whole bunch of spells on how to make an army of undead following us around.
No, but Mama's not here, and this is really cool.
Yeah, but like one of the first things that you said to me was that you needed to find your mom.
I do, and with friends, we might be able to find her faster.
Right. So
Tomorrow, let's take up that quest, eh?
mark that off, Cirrus.
We're going to
Checklist.
Alabaster.
On your checklist, yeah. Maybe we can get something
figure out how to
we
get there.
have, really.
Yeah, and maybe we can on the way figure out a way to hide this better.
Can we procure some materials to make a better version of the Heidi box that you have?
Oh, my old Heidi box was so good, but I left that as a red herring along
Yeah.
ways back.
Question.
Yeah.
What if we put your sword in my bag of holding? Would that be sufficeable to hide it? Because it's an extra planar space. Or do I know that? Would I know that?
Well,
You probably know how your bag works.
I guess between you and I, we would know that.
To be 100% transparent, I've never put it in anything magical.
Well, I'll tell you this. If we could put it in the bag of holding and it breaks it, I could just make another one.
Fucking artificers.
Yeah.
Another sword?
No, bag of
No,
holding.
no.
Not yet.
Okay, well, maybe I'm making too big of a deal out of something like this, but if we
No.
try that, let's do it outside of the city, just in case.
Yari, let me preface this. Your cautiousness is not unwarranted. It literally almost killed me.
Just by looking at it,
It's
right?
true.
You used your
Yeah.
magic to look at it, and it stabbed you back.
To identify, yes.
Yeah,
You just talked to it wrong.
we could totally try it, but not until there's like ample space away from people who are already suffering.
So, okay, let's do this. Let's go to the waterfront, see what we can do for Tilvius, get a means to hide the sword, and then make our way to Alabaster.
Well, if we're on our way to Alabaster, it's going to take forever. There's going to be means to do that on the route.
True.
It's all the way on the other side of the continent.
Also true.
We got time.
We have a lot of time. Hopefully.
Unless the,
Empire.
invades and gets all the way to the east.
Should I just throw this out here? Super magic, center of magic place. Does it have one of those teleportation circles?
Yeah, I was gonna ask about
That's
guild teleportation possibilities
Good.
as well.
That's a good question.
I don't think the guild operates in Alabaster.
Maybe there's a
We know
closer
that.
city we could get to.
Ooh, some people don't remember.
Joke's on you. I joined late. So
You
I would
were
have
not
known.
there for it. Other people should know the answer to this question.
Can
Yeah,
I
but
roll
that
a,
If
was
you were
months ago.
there for the pregame,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Can I
What'd you
roll a
guys
history
do?
check?
what'd you guys do with the malady?
They nuked it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Who
We
did?
sent a message to Alabaster, but we didn't send a message to the Alabaster Guild Hall.
It's true.
We sent a message to Alabaster.
This pregame sounds fucking nuts, by the way.
It was rad. We don't know. We don't actually know that they nuked it. We never went back to see what happened. We haven't seen Malady since then.
Correct. It was
Yeah.
down the border towards Gallica.
It was across the border.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, barely, but it was.
We could always go back to the guild hall and ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know this though. Should I do a history check
The-
to see
Yeah,
if I
go on.
remember it?
The thoughts, the omniscient voice says you should know this.
2.
Two?
I was like, I
You
honestly
don't.
can't remember.
You don't remember. You've done your best. You were never going over there. It was never
Yeah.
a concern of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys headed to the pub or to the guild? Where
Shall
we going here?
Let's go to the pub and then
Yeah.
we can deal with the
And just
guild stuff when it's
chat.
time for us to
Yeah.
jet out of town.
You guys head over there. At this point, we are like just after midday. We're getting towards the afternoon here. As you walk through the city, and the veil light is like just on your backs as you head towards
Does
the
the-
docks.
Does the veil open like in the middle of the sky and get wider like
Yes.
as the day goes on and then like close up in the middle of the sky, or does it have like a arc to
Specifically, it is in the center of the sky and spreads from there, but it is specifically the light that gets brighter and spreads and then dies.
So it's like a
tear
camera
in-
shutter.
Right. The tear in the sky does not get any larger.
Oh, so it's like a light shines through the tear in the veil, basically, and then
Right.
moves past. So it kind of angles the way the sun does.
Correct.
Oh, that's neat. I never thought of it
Yeah.
that way. That's
That is-
cool.
That is
Yeah.
a little neat.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys head towards
Arcana
the-
check.
the dock.
What is the
What do you-
veil?
Yeah, good. Dude, roll for it.
10.
DC fucking 40.
Just
We'll get there one day.
Yeah, you don't know, man. It gives light. Where the fuck did it come from? I don't know which.
7.
That's an interesting question. What is Yari's belief in where the veil came from and what it is?
never thought of it.
Cool.
There
Awesome.
isn't. It would be like somebody wondering what the sun is.
Yeah.
In like ancient Greece, it's either of the gods or it's just the thing that gives light in the sky. It's fine.
Yeah, that's That's pretty much how it works. Yeah.
Fair.
You guys make it down towards the docks. There's a few ships coming in and out. Everything here looks battered. Even like ships that have recently gotten in, you see one that is fresh off the tide, looks battered and beaten. As you get towards the docks, there's a lot of people like going to and fro. You see people working,
To and fro.
moving moving supplies to ships, disembarking, taking supplies off of ships to local places, getting supplies to the city for construction, food being moved. And in the distance, barely up on pegs, very ramshackle and thrown back together, is that like Mermaid's Tail pub. And it is boisterous, very much sailors having a good time, not paying too much attention to this tavern on stilts.
I want to slip into an alley real quick and put on those really shitty pirate clothes that we bought last time we were in this
Fuck
district.
yes.
I
Fuck
do
yes.
join that too.
100% dude. Yeah, man, you don your piratey garb for sure.
Yari should do all the talking. Because her name is Yari.
Yar. Yeah.
You know, the
And with
history
that,
of that
it's
pirate
that-
voice is
with
like
that, I
literally a
think-
movie.
Yes.
So what you up to? Tell me.
Well, it's 9 o'clock now.
Yeah, we're
I don't know
gonna.
if
This is the last thing that we're doing.
Okay. I think let's just. I'm gonna lead everyone in and see how raucous of a place it is.
Yeah.
I would like to pick up a
And-
rock from outside the door
Yes.
and put it in my
Sure.
bag.
Oh, yeah.
100%. People here are very boisterous. There's a lot of arm wrestling going on. You see dice hitting tables under cups. You see coins flying to and fro. You see tankards being thrown here and there. It is a pub in a port.
Is there a musical act playing right now?
There is not.
Uh,
It would take some work to be heard over the noise here.
Okay. I tell everyone, find a table.
You bet.
You bet.
And I
bet.
head towards an open space nearest to the center as I can find.
Yeah. You guys head over. There isn't an open table with no one at it. There's a table, the closest that you guys can approximate. There's a guy that's just kind of like keeled over, passed out on a table, and he's the only one there. That's the closest thing you guys can find to an empty table in here.
Perfect. I sit down.
Hell yeah.
Sit next to
Gonna
Greg.
sit next to this passed out guy. Tilbius, you're in the center of the room.
I take out my concertina, the tiny little accordion, and I make a very soft noise with it and use it to cast my dancing lights.
Oh, I was gonna do that for you. Fuck. Oh, okay.
And I have them look like torch lights, but they're not attached to any torches. They're just going around above my head.
Most people don't react to this. You see
No.
a few kind of look up and then look around at why there's suddenly torchlight in the air. Just a few.
And then I really loudly start stomping my feet on the floorboards, and I swirl the lights together into one large light, which I read recently you can do with this spell.
Yeah.
It's a big, huge light above my head.
Spotlight.
We have make just a quick Arcana or Performance or Persuasion, whatever
May I
whatever you
assist?
think works here. If you're
Performance.
proficient in it,
I am proficient.
I'm doing performance.
I am not proficient in that.
That would be 21.
oh yeah.
I could boost him from the Arcana side, but
Dakota,
On
I have a
a-
question.
What's
real
up?
quick. Is there what kind of light is in here? Is it lantern light?
Yeah.
Now there's a big freaking light in the middle.
Yeah, it's all
of it.
candle lights and lanterns.
Brusati, do you have prestidigitation?
I do. I can put them out.
Lower the lights and make
You got it.
Roll with advantage, Tilby. See if you get any better.
Oh, see if I can get even better. All right. Oh, that is better. That is 26.
On a 26, as the rest of the light in the room dies down, and the only source is this towering flame above you as you stamp on the ground, the bar quiets. And everyone looks towards you. There are mixtures of shock and confusion in here. And there's also anger and hostility in a lot of the faces as they look towards you.
All right. I will very loudly say, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be back from the sea. And I'll start doing like little trills with my concertina. Who would like some shanties?
There's a moment of silence. And then from the back, you hear, "It better be good."
And it will be. And now we're way past 9.
Yeah, play it.
Pick it up.
All right. Are you ready? So I start playing it's 3/4. It's like an pa kind of rhythm. And then Tilvia sings, and I will actually sing this song. Our ship is a sailing in weather so fair, but the crow's nest signals a change in the air. A storm races towards us, a nasty surprise. We fear that we will soon meet our demise. But hey ho, the captain says no, we shall not drown in the depths deep below. The storm rages on, but our ship sails true. Thanks to our captain, we make it true. But now we're surrounded by ships of the line. To capture or kill us, their only design. Their numbers so fast that they number our days. Surely the white flag we must shortly raise. But hey ho, the captain says no, we shall not surrender to our dreaded foe. They won't string us up by a rope from a tree. Thanks to our captain, we'll live long and free. Yes, the ocean's our home and the stars are our guide. We'll travel the world with a sense of pride. The adventures are grand and the rewards so fair. But could there be a better life waiting somewhere? Hey ho, the captain says no. There's no better life than the life that we know. Yes, we are free and we're bound by no land, thanks to the guidance of our captain's hand. Yes, our captain's a legend with a heart of gold, and his maps will lead us to treasures untold. Through all the dangers, no, we'll never stray, for our captain's wisdom is leading the way. So hey ho, the captain says no, there's no better life than the life that we know. For we are free, yes, we're bound by no land, thanks to the guidance of our captain's hand. Praise to the guidance of our captain's hand.
Much stomping and cheering.
And I'll raise my hands and I'll say, thank you. I learned that from Captain Edward Vane himself.
There's still, as you say that, there's some stomping still. Some people have no idea what it is you've said, but a solid 40% of the tavern has stopped and is staring at you.
I'll pointedly ignoring that. I'll head back to the table where my friends are and go, what do you think? That's what I wanted to show you.
That was marvelous.
That was great.
Nearly half the bar is now staring at your table.
Why are they staring at us?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Would Rasadi know what a round of drinks would cost for the bar?
Oh, there's a lot of people in there.
Oh,
I know.
Maybe a few gold, like 4 or 5.
Okay. A round of drinks for everyone.
That gets their attention. You see some of them kind of like look away, and then there's cheering.
Perfect. Well, I will buy drinks and we will sit down and discuss.
Alrighty. Yeah. So what is it? What is it you're looking for here? What are we talking about at this table?
Are we really going to go there? Are we really going to do this?
Do what?
Go there
Where?
on a boat.
I mean, we can.
I just wanted to perform for you guys.
I mean, you did an amazing job.
You're so smart.
Like, that was so cool. Like, I have a newfound respect for you as an artist and a musician and a friend. Like, that was something.
It's
And I have the concertina like folded up on the table, and my fingers just like idly tracing the designs on it. It's very fancy. It's
Hell
like skull motifs and cutlasses and
Love it.
just
cannons.
As you guys are talking about this, Yari, your passive perception picks something up. As you're sitting here, everybody in the bar excited about rounds of drinks. They came over to collect gold from Rosati and have been passing them out. You notice a group of 3 people rush out of the bar as free drinks are called.
With my passive perception before, did I notice the tension of the stairs?
100%, yeah. You're very cued in on that.
Yeah. Yari goes, Tilbius, 3 men just ran out of this bar instead of getting drinks. I would say that whatever you wanted to have happen here has happened.
All right. Well, let's pack it in and leave then. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Drinks in hand with very broken
Tinkered?
tankards. Thank you. You guys.
Wait, we
exit
get
the bar.
walk me downs? This is rad.
Yeah, you guys are just taking this shit with you. They're not too concerned about it after you paid like 5 gold up front. You guys walk out of the place. Where are you heading as we wrap up for the night?
Did we want to head out today, or did we want to?
What was that?
Sorry,
Sorry.
what-
No, I was making a joke. Go for it.
Did we want to head out today, or did we want to wait till tomorrow?
I think
We should probably wait till tomorrow because we got to find Gerda.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. We gotta go collect
And
her.
we need to collect a few things too. Maybe me and Argyle could maybe craft a new box.
I would
On the
like
way?
that. That would be kind of fun.
Well, all I know that we need is lead. That's the only thing I know that does
Well, I'm
any kind
sure
of
we
good.
could find some somewhere.
And the only reason I know that is because I asked a long time ago and somebody told me to use lead. I don't know what it does. They also told me not to touch it a lot. Apparently it's bad for you. I don't know.
Okay.
I get
We
that.
can
Don't-
workshop that.
Don't pour liquids in it and drink it, especially not acidic liquids
Yeah.
Got it.
like wine.
Okay. Well, DM, I think Rusati and Argyle would probably want to procure some items for travel for tinkering.
Yeah. Well,
That's really all I had in mind.
Yeah, on your way back to, because I assume you guys are going to head back to the guild hall to like
Yeah, to get
regroup and everything. On your way back, I'll say that you can look for some shopping, and that's where we're gonna stop off. We'll pick up next time at the guild hall as you guys figure out how it is that you're gonna get to Alabaster, and whatever else you want to wrap up in Ceres before you leave as they're rebuilding here. Let's do some outros. Tell me what you were happy about. What's got you going? Hi, Joff.
Hey Gary. Me and Greg were talking about how much we loved destroying a man's hope and insight of his future. It was sad.
That
That
was
was-
Tilvius and Greg.
That was fantastic. No, I mean that was I mean, he deserved to know, but it was bad news. I don't know what I'm excited about. I think it'll be fun to go on adventures.
Hi,
My
Chris.
name is Job and I played Yari. Have a good night, everybody.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Andy. I'm Chris, and I played Tilvius, and I also provided the singing voice for Tilvius.
Mm.
Sometimes they have a different actor do the singing voice for characters, but not this guy.
He's too good.
I'd like to grab everyone by the Greg and shake their Gregs. Back to you, Andy.
I don't know if you can say that. I don't know if that's kosher.
Okay.
Hi, Tony.
Gary, you know, when you talk about things that are kosher, you know, you often think of the proper Greg, you know, the one that just sticks right out there where you can just get a firm grip on the Greg itself. You know, I'm not sure if Andy approves of the solid Greg, but maybe the half solid Greg. Back to you.
Okay. I like the solid Greg, TBH. Hi, Amador.
Hi, Andy. Just know that maybe it's not about the Greg, but the Greg Garys that we made along the way.
Truer
Helpful.
words. I have been Dakota or Shiro. I hope if you are listening to this that you have the best life, weekend, month, day, what have you. Goodbye, and have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's going to happen next time? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.